Okay, I am live. So I'm gonna wait for a few minutes before we get a few people on, and I'm gonna get a sound check in just a minute. Make sure you can hear me. I do have a tendency to have technical difficulties, so anyhow, hopefully tonight's not one of those days. So there's 2 people on, and I think one of them is Wendell. 3. Hey, Leanne. How are you? I hope you can hear me. Okay, perfect. All right, Wendell can hear me, so that's a good sign. I'm good. Yeah, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Look what I'm wearing. My only piece of Larimar. So tonight is the Larimar stone appreciation. Yeah. I thought about having it on the desk, but I'm like, you know, it's a it's a gift, and also a pendant. So wear it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, of course. I mean, you gave it to me, so it is beautiful. Yeah, I really enjoy it. My only piece, my first and only. I've never owned any Larimar, so I was really excited when you sent it, for many reasons, but definitely it is a very cooling and soothing stone. So, you know, I'm half Italian, so my blood kind of gets passionate sometimes. So this is actually a really good stone for me. Kind of cools me down a little bit. I don't know if y'all have any experiences. We have 8 people on, so thank you for joining, guys. 9. So if there's anyone that wants to chime in and share your experiences with Larimar. So tonight, that's the stone we're talking about, Larimar. If anyone has any experiences, yeah, I gift all the time. It's not even just a matter of paying it forward. It's just, I feel like I'm a connector, you know. Another word you can use is a mule, but I like the connector or matchmaker. That even sounds even better, right? So like a relationship of love. But yeah, I do. I gift a lot. I gift a whole lot. So let's see. Leanne, do you have any Larimar yourself? If you do, I'd love to hear your experiences with it. You don't? Oh, you gifted me with your only piece of Larimar. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, so, I mean, there's so many things I can tell you about my experience so far with Larimar. But once again, I want to preface it with, I'm not an expert on crystals. I'm not sure that any of us that are on this call are. I think we're all learning, evolving. Yeah, oh, okay. Thank you, Leanne. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I think I learned something new about crystals every day. Every day. I mean, all shapes and sizes, of course, but I probably have thousands. Well, okay, that's an exaggeration, probably hundreds. But even still, I think that every day that I pick up a piece of crystal and, you know, work with it, I learn something more about my crystal every day. So what I've been doing is, in the mornings, I'm picking up an oracle card. I have some mudras that I'm working with, and then I connect a stone to that, and whatever calls me. So it may not be what you would generically consider to be appropriate for that mudra or that oracle card, but I felt like I felt like it was a connection. So I'm trying to work with the crystals in a different way. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Thanks for joining, hon. Yep, and thanks for chiming in. Hey Maribel. Hello, hello. So we're just talking about our connections to crystals, and tonight is the Larimar. I was gifted this by Leanne. It's my only piece of Larimar. So I have limited experience since it is my only. Oh yeah, no, Priscilla, thanks for joining. Yeah, we need the conversations, definitely. Hey Donna. Yeah, so I definitely need y'all's assistance in keeping the conversation flowing. Priscilla loves Larimar. Okay, so I do too. Priscilla, if you have any experiences with Larimar, I would love to hear it. Or we all would, I'm sure. This is an open thread, so whatever topics you want to discuss, as long as it's related to, well, I don't know that there's any limitations, to be honest with you. Crystals for sure. Anything spiritual, metaphysical, from the emotional standpoint, spiritual, I think I just said that. I think they all connect to each other. So I'm open for any possibility. If you want to talk to, each other, offer up advice, definitely experiences. I thrive on hearing your experiences because that's how I learn about crystals themselves and then possibilities. Because I have a limited viewpoint, mine, right? So I have a viewpoint of one. Okay, yeah. Stones associated with water, right? So I get a really strong connection with water from blue apatite, but yeah, definitely Larimar. I mean, anyone in their right mind would have a difficult time not recognizing the element of water in this stone. But I also read that it's the stone, it's associated with fire because it's born out of volcanic eruptions. So that kind of makes a lot of sense. So it's fire and water, but certainly water. What properties does Larimar have? So when Sarah, when I first put this necklace on, I received this from Leanne. She was very kind enough. This is actually a wedding gift. I forget the old adage. Something borrowed, something blue, right? So this is it. Visually, it's very calming, right? I put it on as soon as I got it, and I just went shopping, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear it and just go shopping. It is, as Maribel says, a very calming stone. It kind of soothes your agitations. At least it did mine. It kind of just like, the nerve endings are usually raw for me when I'm going out and dealing with the public. It kind of put like a protective little damper on it a little bit, to where my nerves weren't raw, if that makes any sense. Oh, during pregnancy. Hey, Linda. Yeah, Priscilla is sharing her knowledge of Larimar. Yeah, I mean, oh, dolphin. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but you're right. I can see that happening completely. Dolphins are of the water, right? So having them associated with Larimar makes a lot of sense. Oh, that sounds so fun. I haven't been on the sea for a while, and taking a bath, I really need to make time for that. I did read about Larimar overcoming fear of doctors, hospitals, injections, or surgery. Wendell just got vaccinated today, so he is definitely afraid of needles. I wish I had known that about Larimar. I would have asked him to take this with him. Yeah, for finding a soulmate. I didn't realize that. Actually, when I was looking for a soulmate before Wendell, I used my garnets. I went and I was actively searching for a ring that had 2 garnets on it, and that's how I felt like I drew Wendell to me. the siren's call. Oh, wow. I didn't know that about soothing or protecting the voice. I could definitely see why it would be considered a throat chakra stone, right? I don't know who would not see that, just from the fact that it does, well, the color, of course, is a clear indicator, but it is a very, very soothing, cooling stone. Like if you took one of those breath mints that, you know, cools when you have a agitated throat. Yeah, so I could see that entirely. Priscilla, do you have any Larimar yourself? Does anyone on the call have Larimar? And if you do, how do you have it? Is it in a pendant like this? Is it a ring, earrings? Is it raw? And if it's raw, how do you display it? How do you work with it? Oh, is it your best-selling item? It is beautiful. So Evelyn, do you personally have some? And if you do, how do you have raw? So how do you work with it? Or do you work with it? I mean, it's not a requirement for sure. Sometimes it's just enough to have it there. You went out recent pen. Okay. Oh, you paired it with lapis lazuli. Wow, that would be a cool combination. I like that, Linda. Lapis and Larimar. Yeah, to me, lapis is a really strong stone. I mean, it's not like overpowering or anything like that, but it's just like a, when I say aggressive, it means just standing, you know, standing strong, standing up for yourself. That's how I see lapis. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm so jealous of everyone. Well, not jealous, envious. Not jealous. Jealous is a bad word to me. Envious. And definitely, I appreciate the fact I'm very happy that y'all have all these pieces. Oh, Pam. Pam has a mala. Oh my gosh. Really? Oh my gosh, Pam has a mala. That would be so amazing. I don't actually have a mala. I have a half a mala, and it's a clear quartz. But I don't, oh my gosh, that's quite astonishing, Pam. I'm sure it's brilliant. I would love to have a picture of that. If you can, just share that with us. We'd appreciate it. I know I would. Yes, 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 absolutely. It's really odd, isn't it, Leanne? The soothing qualities of this stone are quite prevalent, and it isn't just for, you know, the external, but the internal. Like my throat, I have what I didn't realize I had allergies up until a couple months ago, and then that's what's affecting my throat. It kind of gets like a frog in it, but yeah, the Larimar definitely does help. Oh, Linda, you've got a Larimar, but your husband gave you. Oh, that must be even more special. You know, I mean, when you have love gifts of a specific stone, it's even more amazing. That connection there. So you have the energy of the stone plus the energy of the giver. Wow, guys, I need to ramp up my Larimar. Priscilla, you have a bracelet. Oh my gosh. So Maribel, you have a polished pendant with red and large. So red Larimar. I don't think I've ever seen red Larimar. Ooh, Evelyn likes to meditate with hers. So when you meditate, Evelyn, where are you taken? I mean, are you taken into the the upper realm, middle, or lower, or are you taken to sea? I mean, I would consider that a possibility. Sturdy and strong. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to write that down. That is an amazing combination. I would love to try. Larimar and lapis. Oh, Amala is, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Pam. I'm trying to go through everyone's comments, but yeah, so it's a way to, you say the prayer 108 times. So you just, it's almost like a rosary. If you have thought about that before, a rosary, the rosary, you just touch each bead and say the prayer over. You touch a bead, say the prayer, touch a bead. And so it actually reinforces the prayer. I didn't even know it was called a japamala. Yeah, right, a rosary. Hey, Lucinda. Oh, please, Maribel. Yeah, I'd love that. So, Lucinda, we're talking about Larimar tonight. There are so many people on that have experience with the Larimar. I'm limited in my experience, so I'm really grateful that everyone's willing to share. Do you have any experience with Larimar, Lucinda? Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to post these, guys. I hope you don't mind. I may not be able to post them during the live, but I would love to post them. I think I can post them after the show. Yeah, I don't know much about posting pictures through the lives. Hey, Sam. How are you doing? We're talking about Larimar. Do you have any experience with Larimar, Sam? I don't have much experience, but there's a lot of people on with us tonight that seem Larimar is a really popular picture. Oh, sorry, picture. I just saw Priscilla's post. It's a very popular crystal. I can't see and speak at the same time, obviously. Marianne, thank you. Thank you for inviting Stephanie. Yeah, I think when I meditate holding the crystal in my hand, I think that's where I would get the connection, I think. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, Pam, so that's perfect way of stating that. So I definitely think that the Larimar has the water element. And, you know, when you have the water element, it really means being resilient, buoyant, you know, going with the flow. You know, blue apatite has a lot of those qualities for me as well. Oh, well, okay, so Lucinda's on the East Coast. She actually lives in Florida. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So she is connected to the ocean in a lot of ways. So having a Larimar sea turtle, Lucinda, that is a connection. Wendell's mom lives in Gainesville, Florida, and she does the sea turtle rescues. So, I mean, she's part of, I don't know what the name of the group is, but they actually go out and they help hatch the sea turtles. Yeah, Sam, I didn't have any Larimar either until, I don't know, less than a month ago. So this is relatively new for me. But I can tell you that I can see why people are really appreciative of it. It has, well, this was gifted to me as a part of a wedding gift. So it has the special, it's something blue, you know, something borrowed, something blue. So then it has that special meaning. But it is a very soothing stone. Very, very soothing. I'm gonna see if I can, okay, maybe not. I can't tell where I'm at on the camera. I'm not a tech person. Wendell is the tech person in the team. Hey, Goldie. Oh yeah, I hope she can too. I'm really hoping that she enjoys it as much as I'm enjoying it. Goldie, we're talking about Larimar. So I don't have much experience with Larimar, so I'm relatively new at this stone. But a lot of the people in the group now have quite a bit of experience with it. They have definitely several pieces in their collection. So it's really nice to hear everyone's experience. Linda actually has joined Lapis Lazuli and Larimar, and I'm really interested to see how that works. I don't have any lapis pendants, but I do have a lapis bracelet. So I think that would be an excellent way to experience them together. I do have some lapis tumbles, so I guess I could just put this in my pocket along with the lapis. I'm trying to work out in my mind, guys, how I would join them together, so bear with me as I'm throwing that out there. Yes, Sam, Maribel brought that up, that Larimar has red in it, and Priscilla actually likes that type of material. I don't know what that means. So I have a friend that lives in the Dominican Republic, but it would be interesting to know what the red is. So Priscilla, or anyone on the call tonight, what is the red? What is that material? Sea turtle rescues. I know it does. Oh yeah, it's a really popular stone, and you have to be very careful because there are unscrupulous people that will take advantage of you and not sell you legitimate. Oh, Yamaya. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, yeah. So I don't have a Larimar pendant. I'm gonna have to look for one. I mean, I guess I could. Oh, you know what I could do? We have some of those cages. I can put a Larimar tumble in a cage and then put it on here. Oh, okay. Yep, that's a really good idea. I think I'll do that. And that way they're close together, and they can actually, the energy can combine and work with each other. Yeah, because I was thinking, how can I do it in my hand and on my chest at the same time? So copper, oh, right. Okay, so let's see what we have here with copper. I actually have a copper pyramid that I have two sections, a 6 foot and then a 3 foot, I think, and I usually have it up in this room, but there's not enough space anymore. Oh, that's what you were saying, Evelyn. Sorry. Duh. So, Evelyn, it's copper. Wow. Yeah, so we have two people that say that it's copper. How about that? You know, copper is an amazing mineral in itself. Metal, sorry. We have, Wendell bought me a copper pyramid. So if you've not sat underneath one of those before, that's an experience. And then when you start strategically placing crystals in the pyramid with you, and then meditating inside that pyramid, it's astounding. I've done one healing session using that copper pyramid, and I put it over the client, and it was astounding, the energy that was able to be produced using copper. So that kind of makes sense then why Priscilla and Evelyn and Maribel and even Pam recognize that the red when it's conjoined with the copper, with the Larimar, how much it boosts the power of both. hematite dendrites, but also copper. Red pectolite. Red pectolite. I'll have to look up that, Sam. Oh, no problem, Priscilla. Yes. It. Oh my gosh, Lucinda, it's amazing. We saw the copper pyramid online. I don't know how long ago, and Wendell bought it for. He bought it for me for one of my birthdays. Not this birthday, but the birthday past. Pectolite is another name for Larimar. How about that? Yeah, I don't think this one has any copper flakes. I don't think so. I'll have to be on the lookout. We had some Larimar in the store, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. And we sold it quickly, and I just haven't actively looked for any. So maybe I need to bring some in. Personal shopping, you know, so see if I can find some with the copper flecks. I have copper bracelets and rings I got in Chile. So copper is a strong metal in Chile. You find it, most of their pendants are wrapped in copper versus silver or gold. Although they do combine it with another metal, and it comes out to be brass. It sounds kind of, I think it's tin that they mix it with. So let's see, Lucinda, you said that you use Larimar in connection with the goddess Yamaya. Would you mind sharing with us how you do that? Oh, nice. I like the way you think, Leanne. I like the way you think, because I think I do have some copper, they're not called chips, nuggets. I have some copper nuggets still left. I'll have to do that. Yeah, we actually brought those in. Those are really cool. Nuggets of copper. I love experimenting. I'm an alchemist, and at my basic core, mixing things together just to see what the experience will be. It sounds like y'all are a lot like that too. I do that with my herbs and my oils. You know, you just, whatever feels right, you're called to do it, and then voila, you created this thing that didn't exist before. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Okay. I know, Marianne, it is pretty. So the Oregon pieces that we carry, they have copper in them. Copper is a conduit. So when I was doing that healing on using the copper pyramid to enclose the client, I mean, I could feel it, especially raising energy. So when, you know, if you're using a rattle or a drum or any type of percussion, or even, you know, your hands to raise the energy, the copper in itself, it was actively bringing the energy and focusing it on the client. Yeah, it was palatable. It was something I want to make sure that I have the opportunity to do again. Copper and hematite, Priscilla. So it's a mixture of copper and hematite. I can. I will. Yes. I'll get Wendell to put it up for me. So you actually just buy the top piece, Leanne. You buy that it's an angle, I guess it is, because they actually have to weld it together. And then Wendell went to, like, I don't know, I'm going to say Lowe's, or I can't remember if it's Home Depot, and you buy the copper post, and then you cut it to length. So depending on, and there's a math to it. So depending on how large you want the pyramid to be is where you cut the lengths of copper pipe. And so I think he bought it in like in 10-foot sections, and then he cut it down. So I actually have a 6-foot pyramid. So it's in perfect size for because it takes up 6 feet. You know, so you have to have a pretty big room, which mine's not. So we had to be considerate of that. So there was 4 feet extra. So now I have a 6 feet section that I can put up, and then a 4 feet. That the 4 feet you can actually like set on a table, and you can actually you know, use it to a ritual, a grid. You know, it's perfect for that size. Yeah. I'll have to ask Wendell where he got his from, and then I'll let y'all know. I have no idea. As I said, it was a gift from him. But yeah, I've had it in my closet. I'm bursting out here in my ritual room, so it doesn't take a lot of time to put it up, but you know, it takes consideration. You know, I have to make sure that I have nothing else going on that week, which is rare. So just finding the optimal time to put it up and enjoy it, that's the struggle that I'm having. Yes, ooh, and when it gets that patina, Leanne, the copper, when it turns that greenish shade, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I have a friend that has a copper roof. My gosh, it's beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful when she first put it on. It's even more gorgeous now that it has that patina. Oh, painted on it. I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an artist, but I can definitely envision how it would look, because it does make a special presentation. And then the fact is, you know, once you put vibrancy to the copper, it also takes on a life of its own. It's in my closet. I would get it out, but then I would have to mess with the camera and everything. But I will make sure I post a picture. I'll ask Wendell. It won't be tonight, certainly, and tomorrow I have plans, but then I will put it up on Thursday. Oh my gosh, Sam, I would love for you to come visit. Yeah, it's amazing. It's my sanctuary. I mean, everyone that enters this room, there's been so many blessings that's happened here, so many good things. I have an ancestor altar over here. I have an altar to my goddess, goddess Isis, my mother. And then over here is where I have, right now, a spell working. My alchemy cabinet's here. My tarot, all my crystals are over there. Oh, please, Marianne. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, please share your pictures. I'll post them on our Facebook page. So if you don't have a problem with that, then that's what I'll do. How does copper help oneself? Well, it actually, when COVID was first introduced, I sent my daughter in California my copper bracelet and my copper ring. It actually is antibacterial. So that's one thing that I know about copper. So I wanted her, she's in the, she works in Trader Joe's, so she was continuously in front of people. So I wanted her to have whatever I could give her to protect her. So that's one thing about copper that I know. And then it's also a conduit. So it does, whatever energy you're condensing down into, you know, you're creating, and then it's like a focal point. Okay, so let me show you, Priscilla. These, I just thought that I would just put these out. I have a hagstone. I don't know if you can see. And then I have, I didn't buy these. I found these in the Persian Gulf when I was in Dubai. I was working in Dubai, and these were just on the beach. So this is the symbol for the feminine. And then masculine, you know, this one is very obviously a masculine symbol. So I have these on my table just as a reminder that I am both masculine and feminine. And I need to make sure that I'm balancing that out. The reactive and the active, and the aggressive and the diminutive, or what is the word? Not diminutive. Forget the word. Yeah. Yes, I know, Leanne. So when we're actually right in the middle of building a home, so I will have 2 rooms dedicated for Triskel Odyssey. Not so much Triskel Odyssey, the crystal business, but Triskel Odyssey, the Tina side of it. So I'll have a healing room, and then I'll have a ritual room. So I'll be able to separate and segregate and balance out each room with different aspects of what's right now in one room. Yeah, I'll have lots of windows. I won't have a sunroom, but I'll have lots of windows and vibrant tapestries. I've already got the tapestries. I purchased them from a friend who currently is working with Indians in the Amazon, the Shipibo Indians. Right now they're struggling because with COVID, there's no tourist, so and there's no they can't just go find a job. They're in the middle of the Amazon. So Andy is her name. She has a good friend that he's a shaman there, and he's trying to subsidize his family's lifestyle just by selling tapestries and embroidery. They're gorgeous, absolutely. Maybe on one of our shows I'll bring some of them out. Absolutely stunning pieces. I do have a piece of goldstone. We actually had some goldstone spheres. I have a goldstone bracelet. I have a few Merkabas. Yeah. It was an amazing time of my life. Yes, I will. I certainly will, Leanne. I had the opportunity to travel for work for 5 years, and I went to Brazil, Chile, Saudi Arabia, a few Emirates in the Middle East. Where else did I go? South Africa. Where else did I go? Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. I think that was it. Okay, perfect. Yep. I will be on the lookout, guys. Definitely. Yeah. I actually I've seen it for sale and just haven't purchased it. Didn't realize that there would be. I didn't think that there would be an interest. But yeah. I think I actually need some more. Now that I know to look for copper in it as well, right? So that's just a stunning piece too. And so, you know what I can do? Okay, the copper, going back to the copper. So it's a little bit early to talk about next Tuesday's show, but I think I would like to offer up us working on grids again. I love that. I don't know how y'all felt about it, but we did a grid a couple weeks back. So it took 2 of our shows to go through the grid. The first show of the grid session, we talked about the grid that we were making and the intention, and then the crystals we were selecting. And then the second show was us discussing how the grid how the creation went, what our feelings were, what our expectations were they met, what were the surprises, and so on. So I really would like to offer that to the group to see if you would be interested in doing that again. I really, really enjoyed it. I actually have the grid up from the last show on my dining room table, kitchen table. And so I'd like to see if y'all would be interested in doing that again. But if you were, then I would put up my my copper pyramid and the smaller section, and give you an idea of what it looks like, from my perspective. And then, you know, definitely I'll get Wendell to show me the website if he's willing. Hopefully he remembers where he bought it. So Evelyn, I will have to pull out my red goldstone. I never realized that there was copper deposits in it. Actually, it was one of the, I did read that it was one of the oldest man-made crystals that was accepted by the crystal industry as being man-made, but still of value. You know how they kind of poo-poo, you know, crystals, and like, and rightly so. There's a lot that are just imposters, for sure. I love Arizona. Wendell and I went to Sedona a couple years back. Love it. Okay. Yeah. Of course you have one, Priscilla. I know. How did it fall into your lap, though, Priscilla? Priscilla has a love of otters, and so the fact that she was able to find a piece of oxidized copper that looks like an outline of an otter, right? So that's just amazing that that even made its way to you. Okay, so we do have a few people that want to do the grid. Oh, guys, thank you so much. That, I think that really, did any of y'all, I think Maribel, you did the grid last time. Maribel did a grid in the ocean, or the near the ocean, not in the ocean, but on the beach. And Pam, I would love to see. Marianne used to work at the Grand Canyon. Wow, I've not even been to the Grand Canyon. Oh, Marianne, that's so amazing. Wow, it's on my bucket list. Yeah, there's so many things from my bucket list. I want to go to Utah. I want to go to Wyoming, Montana, Oregon, Washington. Oh yeah, no problem, Maribel. I can't go to the beach either. So, yep. So we're gonna be on equal footing. Yeah. So y'all should see Maribel's pictures on the grid that she did on the beach. Maribel, that one picture where you had it looked like the sand looked like waves. That was, and then she actually took a picture and the moon looked like a diamond. I don't know how you were able to do that. Oh, Leanne, I've not been there. I know Arizona is stunning. It absolutely is stunning. Oh yeah, okay, so you know, I'm gonna write down goldstone as one of the crystals for us to talk about in the future. Yep, I sure am, because I think it's worth mentioning, and I think it's something that a lot of us have come across, and just kind of was hesitant about using or working or purchasing it, but I really think that it has some merit. So I think we need to, you know, open up and be willing to explore other crystals that are man-made, even those that are enhanced. I mean, the Aqua Aura, for example, I use Aqua Aura in my grid the last time, which I normally wouldn't have been drawn to, but I felt like it was something I needed to incorporate, and I think it enhanced my grid to where another stone wouldn't have. So I really feel like I had to open up my biases, if that makes any sense. Okay, so Leanne saying yes to grids too. Marianne, we don't know how to make grids. Hun, this is the amazing part about grids. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you. You just trust yourself. Trust you. There's a lot of different patterns online. I use the Solomon seal. So there's a book I have on grids, but you don't have to get a book. You just go online and just say symbols for grids, and then you just Google it and you just start looking at all the different symbols. If you're drawn to one in particular, then do some research on it to see why you're drawn to it. If it still continues to resonate with you, then that's the selection that you go with. Then you think about what your intention is. So a grid, it's like You're manifesting. You're advertising to the universe, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what my intentions are. I need your help. I need you to bless it. That's, in a nutshell, I think. Then from there, you start pulling in the crystals that you feel like would be best suited for that grid and that intention. And you just start placing them. There's no right or wrong way. Absolutely not. I've seen some stunningly gorgeous, spiritually, energetically gorgeous pieces. And then I've seen some that people put together that I wasn't connected to, but they were. And that's what matters. This is your grid, not mine. So that's the beauty of a grid. And now there are some technical or techniques, I think, that people will encourage you to do. But it's placement. I mean, there's actually a boy, and I can't remember his name. He was like 7 or 8, and he makes grids. He's on YouTube. So, I mean, a 7 and 8-year-old doesn't have the technique, that you would expect or somebody else would require. So if he can do it, I can do it, and you can do it. Okay, yeah, Evelyn, I would love for you to join us. So what we're going to do then, I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. On May 25th, we're going to do the preparation for the grid. Okay, so that's where we're going to come together. We're going to talk about the crystals that we're using, the grid itself, the symbol that we're going to use, and the intention that we're going to set. So that's next Tuesday. The 26th is the full moon, and that's where I would like for us to have to create the grid, activate it, if you will. So on Wednesday, the 26th, is when you're going to be putting your grids together. Then on June the 1st, we're going to come back together. Your grid's going to be still in place wherever you put it in your room or your house. And we're going to talk about our experience with creating the grid, the manifestation that we expected. Did it work? What your feelings were, what you would have changed, where it's in the house, and just share that information with the group, and try and get some feedback, of course, but also just to share your experiences with everyone so that we can possibly learn from that, and then for the next month maybe incorporate that into our own grids. So that's the thought behind it. Yes, I know. It actually has antibacterial properties, so it's really cool. Okay, cool. Linda's in. I know, Priscilla. Oh my gosh. Wendell and I were just talking today that both of us, I cannot wait to have a true vacation to where I'm just a tourist wandering around, picking up souvenirs. Oregon's beautiful. Oh, Marianne, I would love to do that. Okay, Sarah's in too. Yay! So we've got a lot of people that are willing to do that. There are, Sam, there is Energy Vortex in Arizona. If you can, Sedona, it's a surreal place. Getting there in those canyons and communing with spirit. You just sit on the edge of a cliff and you just take it all in. The wind's blowing, the heat, the colors, how the sun glances across the canyons, and it changes the shade from pink to peach to orange to blood red. It's just gorgeous. If you can, travel isn't possible for all of us, at any given moment. There's so many reasons why, but I would certainly encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to go to Arizona and experience it. Oh, Marianne's. So I am an hour and a half from the Gulf of Mexico. The Pacific Ocean is just gorgeous. Yeah, oh my gosh. That must be so amazing to have that opportunity to go in just 2 hours. That here in Texas, 2 hours is going, so for some people it's going to the grocery store. You know, it's across the state. It's a 13-hour drive. So 2 hours. Yeah, you can get up in the morning, have breakfast, and be there at lunchtime. Yeah, it is in Sedona. I know, Marianne. The canyons there. Oh, yeah, that's a good suggestion, Evelyn. Yeah, opalite. I think it's a understated crystal. Oh, Marianne, you have so much experience with crystals. Hun, open up your intuition. Absolutely, Linda. Thank you. Thank you for telling her that. The stones will guide you. So this is what I would offer to you, Marianne. So set your intention. I mean, that's something that, what do you want? You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. It can be short-term. But what my last grid was balance. I really strive to have balance in my life, and I don't always achieve that. So I'm trying to reinforce that. So balance was one thing that I was really focusing on. So, I mean, do you want to, have more peace? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to have more sleep? Do you want to have more patience? Do you want to have self-love? So just think about what you want, and then that's your intention. Then as you're thinking about your intentions, go online, try and find the grid. And the grid is going to connect with the intention. It's gonna complement it. Then, Marianne, you have crystals already in your home that are willing to step up and help you with this. So just walk through your home and say, hey, and I know it sounds kind of silly, if you've got family members that might look at you like you're crazy, do it while they're not there, or just say it silent in your mind. Just walk through the home and say, hey, I have this grid I'm working on. This is my intention. Would any of you crystals be willing to help me? And it sounds kind of silly, and I know coming out of my mouth how silly it sounds. But I'm going to tell you this, guys. There is going to be crystals that is going to catch your eye, catch your attention, catch your energy, and your eye's going to connect to them, or your mind's going to say, ooh, yeah, there's that crystal in that other room. Oh, yeah, that's the one. So they're going to stand up and say, oh, yeah, I'm here. I can help you. And then that is where you bring them in. And then the arrangement of the crystal on the grid, like Linda said, the stones will guide you. There's no wrong way to do it. Absolutely no wrong way, Marianne. And you're going to be so amazed how easy it comes together. It's going to be just like, it's going to be a seamless evolution. Okay, yeah, so Evelyn has a book. I don't know who's my book on. I think it's Judy Hall. I think my book's on Judy Hall. I've not heard of Henry Mason. I'm going to write that down, though. I'm always looking for a good read. Henry M. Mason. What's the name of the book, Evelyn? Do you mind sharing that? Oh, wow. So Pam, combining flowers and crystals. Yeah, I actually have, I pulled a few flowers out of my garden too from my grid. They're dried now on the grid. I'm not moving them. I thought, okay, so yes, they're not fresh, but then the energy is still there. It's still supporting the intention of the grid. Yeah, please. If it's possible, post away. Yes. How can I do this to where, but you should be able to post on my page, Triskel Odyssey. Yeah, there's no restrictions on that at all. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Priscilla. That tower is gorgeous. That tower, Priscilla has a blue coral tower. It's so pretty. So pretty. Oh, Priscilla, it would go extremely well with the Larimar. I'm not going to try to influence you. Yep, that's your grid. Yes, absolutely, Sam. Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes you have this intention, like, oh, I have to have this. But the crystals that you have in your home already, you purchase them for a reason. Some of them are aesthetic. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have some really gorgeous crystals, but I mean, I think they're more than just a pretty crystal. I mean, I think that they're ready to do some work for you. right? And yeah, and they could be a focal point, they can be a complementer, they can be the anchor, they can be the perimeter crystals. There's so many things you can think about. And like Pam suggested, don't discount flowers, herbs, leaves from the trees, even stones out of your, I've got gravel paths, don't discount anything. Go with what your instincts tell you. This is the time for you to rely on your instincts, get comfortable, get crazy, let loose. Don't judge yourself. Don't limit your visions, because I think that once you do that, this is where your creative side comes out, but also I think that this is where your energy and your spirit starts to speak. Your puppy. Oh, Love and Earth. Okay. Oh, yeah. I love that author. Okay, yep. So, Priscilla, there you go. She's got it. Okay, thank you, Evelyn. Crystal grids. Let me write that down. I should be able to find it. Oh, it sounds amazing too. I just like the title. What to combine? Okay. Hi, Stephanie. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Yep, we were just talking about our plan to create a grid. So, Stephanie, if you're available and willing, next Tuesday, we're going to be coming back together, and we're going to be discussing a grid, which we're going to create on the full moon. So the grid has no restrictions. No, we're not going to influence you. Whatever intention you want to set for the grid, it's totally up to you. It's personalized, individual. So whatever the intention is, then we're going to choose the symbol of the grid, right? So last time I used the Solomon seal. You can use a triangle, a circle, vortex, infinity, hexagon, polygon, Metatron. There's just so many different, or you can be freeform. It doesn't even have to match anything, really. It can just be, it can be a picture of somebody, and that's fine too. And then you're going to pull the crystals that you would like to work with that grid. And then that's what we're going to discuss next Tuesday. So that's going to be the 25th. Then on the 26th is the full moon. So we're going to activate and create our grid on the 26th. Then on June 1st, we're going to come back on a Tuesday, and we're to discuss our experiences. Was it good? Was it bad? What would you have changed? What was the feeling that you had as you were creating it? How did you activate it? Did you play music? Linda Williams plays music when she's doing her grids. And I think that's a beautiful suggestion. So there's just so many things that you can do as you're creating the grid. And it's just an amazing experience, because I think it really, it puts intention behind it, which then it actually communicates to the universe, this is what your intention is, and that they can support that intention. And I'm telling you, Spirit is willing and ready to support us. All we have to do is vocalize it and put it out there, and they're backing us. Shells. Oh, absolutely. Good point, Priscilla. Shells. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Oh, on the power of crystals. Oh, I haven't read that. Actually, Edgar Casey has a Facebook page. I know he's not around with us anymore, but he does have a Facebook page. That man was, I think he was out of this world. I don't know that he was part of this life. He was definitely a prophet. He had some amazing skills and gifts. Brittany Petrovsky. Ooh, salt. Black salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt, rock salt. Absolutely, Sam. That's a great suggestion. So think about this. So the earth, right? I mean, so everything that you're talking about there, Sam, is earth. And Priscilla, You know, I just thought about this. If you have smaller containers, you could use water, you know, as part of your grid. You know, have it anchored with like little, I'm envisioning like small little cups, glass cups. Oh my gosh. Marion has a puppy, and the puppy likes crystals. So the puppy is borrowing. I'm going to call it borrow. I don't think she's stealing. She's just taking them and putting them, hiding them underneath her bed. Oh, green opal. Ah, green opal. That's an amazing stone. That's a stone. I use it. I recommend or prescribe it for people that had childhood issues. Predominantly anyone that's had any type of abuse. Oh, Priscilla. Okay, Priscilla, are you going to come back next Tuesday and talk about the grid work? I would love to have you back to discuss what your intentions are. Oh, and it's that time too, guys. Oh my gosh, man, this hour's just flown by. Priscilla, I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday for sure. I hope you can make it. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, she's amazing, isn't she? I keep telling her she needs to work through. She's got such amazing information about crystals. I really am trying to push her into this as a profession. I mean, she's great at it. Okay, yep. Priscilla, so the water element, yeah, so I think the grid really would help you. I certainly do. I certainly do. So, okay, so we have a consensus, I think. Everyone's going to be back with us next Tuesday on the 25th. Yes, I keep looking at the dates. Oh. So what is that, Evelyn? Is there spirits in the shells? I'm interested. Don't leave me hanging. You got to share with me now. So I'm waiting for Evelyn's response to that. The next Tuesday we're going to bring together the intention that we're going to set for the full moon, the actual grid, and the crystals that we're going to be using. Crystals, stones, water, shells, dirt, salt, flowers. Ah, and it ruins. Oh, okay. I have shells in my house. Oh no, Evelyn. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Wow. Isn't that amazing? They're okay outside the house. Okay. Okay. But just not in. Wow. I mean, it's really interesting, isn't it? How we do something so innocently and don't even realize the potential impact or ramifications. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Evelyn. Yeah, we all need to make sure our relationships are sound. It's an island thing. No, I mean, I think every culture has its perspective, and I don't want to call them superstitions because that's a negative connotation. Definitely a belief structure. Yeah, definitely a belief structure. I don't like this is kind of weird off topic, but along that same line, keeping your toilet lid open. To me, that the spirit of the cesspool, not the cesspool, but any type of negative waste, shouldn't have an easy opening into your home. So I keep the toilet lid down. So things like that, I really believe that there's a lot of basic and fact behind it. So yeah, so I think it's definitely worth exploring and definitely keeping your mind open to it. I don't have any shells in my bathroom, but I do have shells to represent the water element. Yeah. Never thought about the negative side of them. Well, thank you very much, Evelyn, for sharing that. Yeah, so Priscilla, you'll have to take that in consideration when you're building your grid. So, guys, it is after 8, and oh, I don't have an animal, just Wendell, and I don't think I have to worry about that. Yep, I don't think I have to worry about that at all. That's funny. Yeah, if he had a dog, he'd probably do the same. Yep. So, we are going to come back on May the 25th. Oh, yeah, yeah, ocean themed bathroom. Oh, boy, that'd be so cool. I have actually a fish on my bathroom wall, but it's made of mirrors. So it's not really a ocean theme, but it does have the fish there. Alright, so we'll be back next Tuesday. I'm really excited about this. On the 25th. And we're going to discuss our intentions, our grid that we're going to be selecting, and the crystals that we've chosen. And at that point, we won't have put it together. Not necessarily. I'm not going to put mine together until Wednesday, where I'm going to activate it. And then I'm going to put my copper pyramid in place and take a picture of it so that I can share it with you on June 1st. So I'm really excited about this. Thank you guys so much for being willing to participate in this type of activity. And, just sharing your ideas, your thoughts, your experiences, your beliefs. I think it's really important that we do that for each other so that we can all learn and adapt and appreciate, what we know, what we didn't know. And I think this is a perfect place to do that. So thank you so much for being willing and vulnerable and hoping that we all come together in the spirit of community. Oh yeah, he's doing okay, I think, Leanne. I appreciate that. He was really scared. He doesn't like needles, so it was a pretty big decision for him. Very big, but I think he's going to be okay physically, but I think the emotional side of it too, he's going to work through as well. Thank you guys. Thank you, Sarah. I hope you see you next week, hon. Even if you may not need to participate, that's okay. There's no pressure here. If you're not gonna do a grid, that doesn't mean you can't show up next week. It's totally optional. But if you are going to, then we would definitely love to hear your experiences. So thank you guys. We really appreciate. Well, I think me. I really appreciate you joining and sharing your experiences. I'm really learning a lot from y'all, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. This is something I've really wished for, and I'm really happy that we're able to bring it together. So thank you again. And until we talk again, stay safe, everyone. Stay sane. Start thinking about your grid and planning for the intention, because I know it's helped me. It's actually brought a little bit more balance into my life. So now it's preparing for the next grid. That's going to be the exciting part. So thank you again, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Good night, y'all.